live! Welcome to Speculation Sunday on a Monday! Let's go! Crazy last week. I kind of had an idea stuff was going to happen, but I didn't know to this extent. We got a lot planned for today, predominantly Disneyland, because there's just so much to talk about. 70th, the South by Southwest, this Imagineering video that debuted today. It's just crazy. But to start off, we got Just Ask Danny in the house. Danny, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Just came off of a weekend high of a brand new Lorcana set coming out. Lorcana set number 7, Arcasia's Island. I already opened some product of that. So it's been fun. I always love when we get a new Lorcana set drop. And it's been fun to try to see what people are going to build in their decks and just seeing all the theories out there. So it's been a lot of fun.
To ask, how has the new set been treating you? Like, do you like the mechanics, the new introduction of things? Like, how do you feel?
It's good, actually. Last set, I really liked the art last set. It was pirates themed and it was like ocean themed. But there wasn't really, if you think about like competitive play, there wasn't really a lot of cards that were added. There were a few key cards that were added, but for the most part, it was very limited. And so you saw demand for the set really kind of not be as high as it had been in some of the past sets. And so when you went to Target and stuff like that, you'd see a lot of extra product and things. Like I know a lot of Pokemon collectors would like make fun of like Lorcana sitting on the shelf because they're like, no one wants this, and they're all going for Pokemon. But I think the difference with Lorcana is that like it's only been out for a little over a year, and when you compare it to like Pokemon or Magic, which has been out for like 20 years, something ridiculous, and they have a lot less cards, and more specifically Lorcana, like the value of the card or the popularity of the deck is really just, or the set, is really just based on how playable the cards are in that area. So this set had a lot more playable cards, a lot of things people were excited about. So it seems like demand's really high, and so far pre-release, like everything's sold out everywhere.
What seems to be the hot ticket for the new set?
Tamatoa.
Tamatoa.
Happy as a clam is what the card's called.
What is this new set called?
Arcasia's Island.
Arcasia's Island. There we go. I couldn't find it. Arcasia's Island. Tamatoa. Could you have guessed that would have been the hot thing? Or it's just the cards finally came out and it became the hot thing? Was Tamatoa the hot thing before, or it became? I can't.
The last version of Tamatoa was very popular. So seeing another like legendary come out that was for him was probably knew it's going to be big kind of thing.
We got Amy says, Mondo, hey Danny, what's up everybody? Thank you guys all for joining. Let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Happy Speculation Sunday on a Monday. Smash the like button if you haven't already. All right, Danny, we're going to just start firing it in there.
Fire it in.
I got the 70th anniversary guide. This is from the Disney Parks blog. We're going to talk 70th. The first one that got mentioned is the Frozen float coming back. We lost the Frozen float when Paint the Night came back to DCA. And we ended up getting Incredibles. But now we're going to get Frozen back. How do you feel about that? Or just a Frozen section, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if when it comes back to Disneyland, if they remove the Frozen float, or if they remove the Incredibles float and put the Frozen float in its place, or if they just add it in addition to and make the parade longer. That's what we kind of haven't had clarity on yet, have we? I don't feel.
I don't think so. This
Yeah.
article never talked about removing Incredibles. I will say, Incredibles float when Paint the Night was going last time was struggling, dude. Nothing worked. Nothing worked on that thing.
Yeah, and so from what I know, or the rumors are at least online, nothing that I know. It's just what you see posted online, right? From what we see posted online, people are saying that this is, and I don't know how this is all speculative. Right? I don't even know how true any of this is, but obviously, they had to make the new Incredibles float on top of something. They can't just make a new float. Disney tends to use the shells of their floats over and over again on different things, and they're battery operated, so they use the same shells and they kind of just put different things on top of it. So it was said that the Frozen float was dismantled and then they built the Incredibles float on top of that. So we didn't have a Frozen float anymore. But remember, this parade was taken from Hong Kong, so we built a second one like Hong Kong's because theirs was successful. They were the first Paint the Night, and so online at least they're saying that Hong Kong sent us the Frozen float so they would have it again because we didn't have it because we tore it down. So
Well, thank you, Hong Kong Disney. I'm excited for Frozen. Um, do you think they'll play the song they played originally, or we might get like Frozen 2 song? You know what I
yeah, maybe we do get Frozen 2 songs. That's a good point. Maybe we
mean?
get some
Yeah.
Into the Unknown in there. You
Into
know.
the because the magic happens. It went Frozen 2, Frozen 2.
Hmm.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. How do you feel about the outfits now that we got the full Mickey and Friend display?
It's very obvious that now that we have someone from Tokyo Disney, on the Disneyland side of things, helping with Imagineering and just park operation stuff, it's very clear that they have some influence here, right? These outfits are very much giving the vibes of the really colorful outfits we see for Tokyo Disney, for Hong Kong Disney, and we always talk about how jealous we are of those, and a big part of that is we sell or they sell like plush keychains of all the characters in their outfits. So
Ah,
uh, I would say, people probably love these outfits, but more importantly, the merch team needs to be on the ball with this stuff. They need to be making little plushes of all these different things. People are going to want to collect all of them. They're going to want every single one. But if they put out full size plushes, no one's going to buy it. No, not a soul will buy it.
so you're saying do a keychain?
The plush keychains are just what they want to. People want to clip it on their backpack. They want to clip it on their purse,
I've been seeing
whatever.
more of the keychain collecting on the backpack thing going on at Disneyland. I've been
Yeah,
seeing that more.
yeah, that's kind of like a trend right now, and it always has been a trend in Japan. So, like, I think they just need to do it. But as far as the outfits go, I like them. They're really colorful. Um, they've matched the vibe of everything else in the park. Um, I hope that with 75 we go a little more traditional when it comes to like sticking to the gemstone slash
Yeah.
precious metals of different anniversaries. So we got the gold anniversary at 50, we got the diamond anniversary at 60. There's a special anniversary for 75. So hopefully we go back to some more of those like traditional things when that happens. So we'll see.
Yeah, because originally you were mentioning about like what the 70th would have been. I can't remember what it was.
I think it was sapphire.
Sapphire, nothing. Like they're not even a consideration. Sapphire, it's just not even in the conversation. It's just I don't even know how to describe this colorway. I guess it's happy. It's happy colorway. We got Jessa Ray gifting 5 gifted membership. 5. Jesse Ray, thank you for growing the community. Oh my Atlanta. One more time. One more time. I appreciate you so much. Let me see. Let's keep moving. I like the outfits. I think it's gonna be great. The one that like really won me over is Chippendale. I feel they're gonna be the most popular. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I'm getting like a '80s vibe. Danny, are you getting that feel too? kind of like a
Yeah, like a '90s, '80s vibe.
yeah, 90s,
I
80s.
really like I really like Donald's like asymmetrical shirt, Mickey's asymmetrical shirt, and Clarabelle. She's gonna be really popular, and her bell's even decorated. So
Mm.
um, I could see those all being really good.
Disney, if you're watching, listen to Danny and put him on the keychains. We got to talk about this. Celebrate Happy Cavalcade. They already mentioned a while back that a cavalcade was coming for the 70th, but Duffy? A little bit of Duffy love? How do you feel about Duffy, I guess, being reintroduced to Disneyland? How you feeling?
Yeah.
We've seen
Um,
Duffy for DVC, but that doesn't count. I don't count DVC.
Yeah, again with the Tokyo influence, right? I like that they stepped it up a little bit. I mean, obviously we would love a full parade,
Yeah.
um, but I love that they stepped up the cavalcade a little bit. It's not just like some dancers in front of that typical cavalcade float, which is there, right? That's the same float they use for everything.
The
Whenever they
Super
have some
Bowl float. They got to use it.
yeah, they got to use it. So those bikes, they started at Celebrate a Street Party. They went to Viva Navidad. Those bikes have been everywhere. Those bikes.
They were a
So
90s night. They were a
yeah,
90s.
90s night. But I like that there's a little bit more effort in this. So they've got like the dancers with the like super highly themed costumes that you would normally see in a parade, like the ones at the back and everything. So that's kind of cool. So it's a little bit like I call it like a cavalcade plus. A little bit better than just a normal cavalcade. And my guess is, they're not showing it in this video or this photo, but my guess is Mondo will probably also have um, like the covered yellow vehicle, and then maybe the bus being used with some characters on it too.
The 2-story one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Real quick, we got Mademoiselle Papel with a super chat. The color scheme for the 70th is like birthday confetti cake. A birthday confetti cake in the 80s or 90s. Thank you for the super chat, Mademoiselle Papel, and thank you for the the tips on like some of the foods you've been trying. I appreciate that. I gotta ask this question, Danny. What does Duffy have to do with the 70th?
I don't know.
It's a hot topic. I wanted to ask it. What does Duffy? Why is Duffy leading the way in this parade? You know what I mean?
I think they just, this is already feeling very Tokyo influenced, and having Duffy and Shelly May being, part of it, I think is really exciting for a lot of people. They're ready to see it here. And I hope we see more of Duffy and more of Shelly May. So, and maybe more of the other characters in that party. But we'll see. We'll see.
Do you think there was different characters deserve to be in the front, and not Duffy and Shelly May?
No, because they're not part of the main float. The main float has Mickey's always in our parades anyway. Mickey's always on the last float.
I see.
I mean, with the exception of like Magic Happens, but if you think about most of the other parades we've had, like
He's the
Mickey's usually
finale.
like somewhere. He's somewhere at the end, usually like somewhere towards the
Well,
big
paint the
climax of
night. Mickey ends it. Mickey ends paint the night.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm curious. They've been talking about like some happy song that's coming. It has to be this, right? This is it. Like, because in the article they mentioned that some happy. Where is it? It might even be right here. Did they talk about it right here? There's like a happy song that like gets referenced a lot. Uh, Night we'll explore happy through blah blah blah. Gosh, I don't know if I could just find it right. Oh, created in honor of the anniversary, an upbeat new theme song, Celebrate Happy, will be heard throughout the celebration. So, Celebrate Happy is the name of the song. I keep thinking this is it. It's going to debut or be played a lot. Yeah, I think it has something to do with that, Danny.
The one that's being part
The,
of
the,
World of Color.
that's what that's
Is it part of
for.
World of Color? Well,
Uh,
it was like right next to the World of Color thing. Is it the same or no?
uh, Nothing says happy quite like dancing along the parade route, marveling at Mickey shaped fireworks. Disneyland is known for their spectacular entertainment. 70th celebration will introduce all new entertainment experiences alongside some returning fan favorites across the resort. Plus, created in honor of the anniversary, an upbeat new theme song, Celebrate Happy, will be heard throughout the celebration. They don't really specify that it's for World of Color. It's just
Okay. Well, then it's just gonna be okay. Well, maybe they'll see that as the cavalcade song.
that's what I think. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but um, how are you feeling about this? we're getting the Pixar Fest, the Pixar Fest pool party display over here. That's what a lot of people were saying. I think it's cool. That's where I stand. This is going to be a decoration that ends up at the Esplanade this year. What are your thoughts?
Um, it's okay. I mean, it looks like the one that we had. Well, it is the one we had from Pixar Fest. It even has the same structure, like the archways and everything. They're just slapping on some new stuff on top of it. So there's no difference really. It's the same thing. So that was cool when we had it. It was like a fun little icon people liked taking pictures in front of. Um, and it just, for me, it makes me, I don't know. I'm worried. Like, I don't know how long this is going to be up because of the celebration. So I just thought that like things were going to be happening a lot sooner in the Esplanade. When it comes
Oh,
to,
you're saying this might delay everything.
yeah, I don't, I just feel like they can't do
Uh,
anything when this is there. So like, that's my thought on it. Like when are we going to start working on the parking structure and
Portos.
portos and all that? And like, if this is in the middle, like how many walls can they really truly put up around this? You know what I mean? That like, this is blocking the middle, plus we have walls on the right side. Like, I don't know, it's weird. So but I like the look of it. It's very nice. People are going to love taking photos in front of it. Has the logo on it. What I don't know in the picture, but it kind of feels like it's going to be all the like panels of the castle. Are they like stained glass? That would be kind of cool actually.
Yeah, it'd be. I like. It's gonna be a very vibrant display in the Esplanade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they also debuted this one, the one that's gonna be coming at the Main Street like centerpiece. Uh,
Mhm.
how do you feel about this one?
I like all the extra ones. So like that one and the mermaid one in downtown Disney. Um, it just they're very like birthday to me, like, which is what it is, right? It's like a birthday kind of thing. It's very like Tokyo, like happy birthday celebration. Like they're just kind of throwing it all around. It's gonna make great photo backgrounds for people that are taking pictures and stuff. You're gonna have all the decorations on Main Street behind that, and then the medallion on the castle in the distance. So it'll all go together.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. All to finish off with this right here. Dude, I'm excited for the decorations. The colorway, it's cool. I get jiggy with it. We've had Small World down for way longer than anybody was expecting. They're going to add a new verse to it from the Sherman Brothers. But before that happens, they're going to add this Coco to it. Uh, I don't even know how to feel about it. I'm cool with it, I guess. Uh, I'm anytime Coco gets represented, it's a good thing. Why do you think Disney did this?
Oh, they already have the three caballeros in that scene, right? So they're just adding some more Disney characters into relevant country scenes, and so it's a small world, just making it a little bit more fun for people to have something to look for when they're in the attraction. I know a lot of people love to like look for all the Disney characters when they go through a small world that have been like kind of placed within it. Um, the fun part will be like now you'll probably hear a little musical moment coming from that section of Coco, some song. I don't know. Did they say what song it was going to be?
No, no, it has to be Un Poco Loco, right?
Yeah.
When yeah, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. Un poco loco. Oh man, I'm cool with it. Coco to Small World, let's go. We got 70th symbols and possible decorations coming to Toy Story Mania. Um, Somebody was saying when Toy Story Mania debuted, they made it sound like it could be something that could get updated. Like you weren't really going to get the same ride through. It could be kind of switched off, or like some things could switch to keep it fresh. Did you get that feel back in the day when this ride debuted?
They said that. Yeah, they said that that would happen. They also said that um, that would happen to our Tower of Terror, and it never did, but it eventually did happen when they changed it to Guardians. They also said that would happen to Millennium Falcon, and it never did until just now when they wanted to switch it next year. So they said it a lot, but I like the idea of like bringing this into like other, the 50th that most popularly did this, right? In a much better way, in my opinion, where they had like the 50 different Mickey 50s hidden all over the park, and then on top of that, any ride inside Disneyland that was an original opening day attraction had an all gold ride vehicle on the ride. So they like took a ride vehicle and they painted it completely gold, and a lot of people would like wait for the gold one so they could get like a photo in it and all that kind of stuff. But it's cool. You can see in that photo that you were showing, they've got like they have like a sticker kit in the background that's like Disneyland 70th, and it's like those hologram like
Dude,
hollow stickers. And
Danny,
then
they even did this gold? What?
they have gold everything. They had a
Oh,
gold Jungle Cruise boat.
what?
Yeah,
Dude. Wow. I feel like people were waiting hours for this.
people did wait a long time,
Dude.
especially for the Jungle Cruise boat. They wanted the gold boat, so
Jungle Cruise. Trying to find it. I gotta see the Jungle Cruise. I've never Jungle Cruise, dude. You're saying a gold Jungle Cruise?
yeah.
What? I didn't know of these things, dude. That's not a
They
popular
had a they had
picture.
a gold Casey Jr. train, a gold Dumbo, a gold teacup, um, and then on top of that, they also had trading pins for all the gold ride vehicles that were gold.
All
So
right
people
here.
wanted to collect. So people wanted to collect all those too.
Did you collect any of that? Did you get any of those?
I think I had one of them. I can't remember which one,
Was it
but
like
the
Hunger Games? Like everybody just battling for these gold things?
people wanted everything gold. The 50th anniversary was like god mode for merchandise. Like I don't think they've ever recreated the hype for that.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they had a gold storybook boat too because that was opening day as well.
Man, dude, there needs to be like, oh, here are the pins, Danny. I'm assuming this is it.
Yeah, they were like
Autopia car?
actually, yeah, Autopia car. They had a gold Autopia car.
Wow. Damn.
And Peter Pan, they had a gold Peter Pan.
And
Yeah.
in 2025, they're like, you get this right here.
So I like it. I like the idea if you can see like the sticker pad in the background, and then it looks like from the look of the 70th logos on the attraction that they're like stickers, that like those hollow stickers that are like stuck
Yeah.
on their stuff. So it's giving it a more like realistic vibe. So if they could stick more of this 70th stuff in like other attractions, that would be fun. Hopefully, it's more than just the Toy Story, but and even during Pixar Fest, they had the Pizza Planet trucks. That was kind of fun too.
Yeah, that
So
was. Damn. How are you feeling about the Spirit jersey that debuted?
I don't like any of the merch, but that's just me. It's not. It's
Can't
not made for me.
click it. Can't click it. Um,
I don't like. I don't like a single bit of the. The only merch I liked is on the girl that's wearing the spirit jersey. I like the magic band. That's it.
super popular Magic Band. I want that
Yeah,
one. Uh,
yeah. I like the magic band. I'll probably get that one because I have the 100th one, so I want that like 72. But yeah, the merch is not made for me. It's not. It's not my style. But there will be people that love it, like that
this will be
absolutely.
this will be sold out because it's
Yeah,
set
so
the
I
color.
don't want to say it's like it's bad, but it's just not me. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of people that will like it.
Um. All right, let's go to a hot topic here. Disneyland. Whenever they want to pack the park, they just
Pack it up.
pull out the cheap ticket. They're offering a 70th celebration value. It's 120 per day, 3 day, one park, so $360. Or you could even bump it up to 4 day, $400. But the crazy part about this is that you'll be able to use it May 16th through August 14th. That is insane value. Insane value. Um,
Insane.
Rest in peace, Magic Key Reservations. I just posted, Danny, what March is looking like. Do I have to hit refresh? Hold on, stand by. Right here, Danny. That's what March is looking like for Inspire Key, dude. How you feeling about the cheap ticket?
I feel like they've been offering more and more ticket offers, which um it's truly like become the new annual pass, right? It's like all the people that were priced out of the annual pass, they can't afford $1,000+ for their whole family, but they can certainly afford 360 for their whole family and get um, a special 3 day or 4 day ticket. And that for them, that's all the amount of days they need to go. They don't need to
Yep.
go any more than that per year. That's it. And so they love that. They love the idea of that, and that works for them. And they don't have to worry about reservations. Like they're probably going to be available for the tickets. So it's
Easily.
like a win-win for them. And Disney likes it, so because they can fill the park, and it's just make this year's been it has been noticeably harder as a Magic Key holder to get reservations this year than last year, like 100%. It's been noticeable.
A lot of people in the comments, right here, actually, this is the one I wanted to talk about. From Jay and Jenny. We couldn't go Saturday because we couldn't get a reservation, even if I stayed up till 2:30. Because that used to be the thing, Danny, is you just got to stay up at midnight, maybe even to 1 o'clock, but a reservation would usually open for the next day. That is not the case this year. Not at all. This year, and Danny has mentioned it to me too before, that just staying up late doesn't work anymore. Do you think this is just the new norm, Danny? Fridays, Saturdays, it's just you just get rocked. It is what it is. Or
I mean,
do you foresee Disney like uh like there has to be some balance, right? Like the balance kind of comes back to Magic Keys, or this is just our situation from now on.
I think the hard part for us, Mondo, this year more than ever is that, like, for the most part, like, you and I both have the Inspire, right?
But
And we've never ever had, like, you and I have never ever put a reservation for like months in advance. Like, we've never done that. The only
and
time we
hold
did
it.
that the only time we did that was when we knew a ride was opening. That was the only time we ever did that. And this year we had to do that for Food and Wine. We have it for opening weekend of Season of the Force.
Season
We
of
have it for
Force.
opening weekend of the
70th.
70th anniversary. And so, like, at one point pre opening day of Food and Wine Festival, I already had 4 out of my 6 reservations held, like all the way up till May. And so that only gives me 2 floaters. And when we had that one moment at the beginning of March, at the end of February, where Disney just all of a sudden opened reservations again really quick, it
Yeah.
only lasted for like 2 days. So we were all able to get like that first Saturday, that first Friday if we wanted it. But then the moment you the moment you got to that first Friday or Saturday to use it so that you would have availability again to book something, it was looking like what you're showing right now.
Yeah,
So it only
like
lasted
right
for like a couple
now,
days.
I can't even go on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Friday, a
Yeah,
Saturday.
because
Like
normally, like without this whole situation, you would have already booked out like the next 4 Fridays, but you can't do that because
they're just not there.
yours are all blocked for important dates this year.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just kind of rough, dude. It's very rough. Uh I I guess I feel this will be more normal, Danny, or this is the new norm
This is the new
because
norm.
they're not going to let go of the cheap ticket. It's dominating. The cheap tickets packing Disneyland like we haven't seen in a very long time. And $120 to visit during the 70th? What a steal. That is super value, extreme value. You get the Wondrous, the Paint the Night, the theming of the 70th, like incredible value. 120 it's a great deal. Uh, it's just a great deal. Um, anything we missed 70th related, Danny, that you want to talk about?
No, we covered most of it. The cavalcade and all that stuff. I think the other thing too is like we know right there's a few things that are also happening around the park. We're seeing getting ready. So we had the train closed. We had the monorail closed for a little bit. Um, the monorail was mainly closed to add the new turnstiles over in downtown Disney. Um, but we thought maybe there's a chance that they would use the downtime to wrap the monorail in a new 70th wrap. And we've seen the monorail debut, and we haven't seen every color monorail debut,
Mm-hmm.
but we've seen one, and the one that came out was the old Mickey one that we always have had since the
That
Get
one
Your
ain't going
Ears
away, dude.
celebration.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen all the monorails. So hopefully there's still hope that, closer to the 70th, we get a debut of the brand new 70th wrap on a monorail, which would be really cool. Some like really bright, colorful wrap on the blue one is my guess.
Yeah.
Cause that's the one that had the 100th like shimmeriness on it. Um, but yeah, it's there's a lot more. Like there's so much work being done on all the buildings, not only here but in DCA. Carthay Circle is getting its debut of like a new paint job. Plus, they're putting on the 70th stuff on it. So they're in the process right now of really making the park beautified for the 70th, so that it just looks good. For the anniversary. Very similar scheme there on Carthay Circle to what
It,
we had for the 60th. Like almost the same.
it's gonna have like a special moment too, Danny. In the
Mm-hmm.
evening, the exterior of the restaurant will transform with music, lights, and projection effects. That's gonna be cool. The last thing that I forgot to mention, Danny, is also the Small World edition. I don't know if you heard like much about this one. Tapestry of Happiness will be a projection show on It's a Small World facade each night at Disneyland during the 70th. The show will be animated mosaic of Disneyland attractions and moments in the unique style inspired by Mary Blair. Dude,
There's a lot to do that day.
dude, this looks awesome. One of our good friends said uh, he thought that Tapestry of Happiness was going to be its own fireworks show because it's that good. He didn't tell me nothing in detail, but that Tapestry of Magic could have honestly been its own fireworks show. But we're just going to get it as
And
a
maybe it was
projection.
going to be, but they just didn't do it.
Yeah. Have you heard anything beyond with this one, Danny? Because this is exciting. Small World got a lot of focus, man. New verse. Coco has been debuted. Big refurbishment. This Tapestry of Happiness. Like, dude, they're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they're just really making sure the park looks good, which I think is important, right? That's a key thing. We don't want it debuting kind of all dilapidated and faded and painted gross. So they're even making the hotels looking good, right? They're painting the outside of the Grand Californian, which is like a marquee hotel where a lot of people are going to be staying. So it's going to be good all around. And I think they're just really doing a lot to improve certain things. The key now is just like wrapping up downtown Disney construction and Esplanade construction, and who knows what that's going to be looking like. Maybe they want to kind of delay that because the 70th is going to be here now. They don't want to have walls. Um, it just means like, when does Portos start? You know what I mean? I feel like we've been waiting for Portos forever.
Never. Never. Yeah, I don't know when Portos is coming. I almost want to say Portos might not come until after the 70th. Just because, like,
Well, they may not even start it until after the 70th.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. My bad. They might not start it till after the 70th, just because, like, that whole area is just going to be walled up in construction during the 70th. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. But that's it. That's it for the 70th. I want to move on to South by Southwest, Danny. We got a lot of topic of conversation. The first one we're going to get into is we got better looks at the new Mando Grogu mission that's going to be coming to Smugglers Run. It's not going to come until May 22nd of next year. So a big debut with the movie. But we got like some visuals. You know what? That's kind of blurry. Let me go to this. We got some visuals at the Star Wars. Is it right here? No. I got to go to that one. Where am I not? Do I have to reload? What the heck? Did they not put Star Wars? Oh my Lanta. Man, did they take it off? Okay, I'll just go here.
I posted it on Twitter too, but you have it there, so.
Yeah, they're showing us this like Death Star being blown up, pieces flying in the space. We got this location right here.
Tatooine.
And then Cloud City. Kind of, I guess you could say we're going back in time in Star Wars. No more of the current era stuff. They're going back. How do you feel about this? This new mission,
I love it.
You know,
I love that because Star Wars fans, when they're flying the Millennium Falcon, they want to fly to Bespin. They want to fly to Tatooine. Like, those are the places they know and love, where they picture the Millennium Falcon going. They also want to, go to where the Death Star used to be. Now it's the wreckage, right? Because it blew up. But so, like, it's all really iconic locations, and I think that has a lot more rewritability when it comes to the attraction. Much like Star Tours, right? People, I feel like, are more willing to ride Star Tours multiple times than they are the Smugglers Run. And more importantly, it looks maybe a little bit easier to fly around in. I mean, that's the hard part, is like, I really love, like, when a kid gets to sit in the driver's seat of the Millennium Falcon because they just get so excited. But the reality is there needs to be some sort of like kid mode for kids, so that like it's not just constantly crashing. Because like, if a kid's doing it and they're not really paying attention, they're not doing anything, the Millennium Falcon is just in its current state is just crashing the entire time, and the whole cabin that you're in, the whole cabin that you're in is just constantly vibrating. And if you're prone to motion sickness, it's even worse. There's no like attempt to like make things smooth. I feel like if the person that's driving crashes so many times, like maybe it's an indicator, it might be someone that can't do it. The ride should kind of like autopilot take over, you know what I mean, and let them have just the fun of being there and like steering it. So some of these locations, all that's to say, some of these locations look like they might be a little bit easier to navigate than what we got going on now, looking for coaxium. So
yeah, I don't even know what we're looking for in this mission. The vibe I get, Danny.
We're probably looking for Grogu.
Yeah, I guess that's what it would be. I was kind of going with the idea of like, we're gonna be flying, like enjoying the flight aspect more than like, we gotta get the coaxium. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's no coaxium here. This kind of feels like an adventure, and we're gonna be hitting light speed maybe multiple times, and just kind of like a Big Bang finale. Um, the current Smugglers Run, I guess you could say, it's a Big Bang finale. It really is, but this one, I feel like the story is gonna connect deeper with people. Um, Especially if a Luke Skywalker shows up. It could happen. It could happen. I'm just saying. I don't know
Yeah, I think I
how.
agree with you. I think people will like seeing a character like Grogu and Mando, that they can relate to and have more of a connection with. Because right now, it was Hondo, and like, people who didn't watch any sort of cartoon or read extra stories had no idea who the heck Hondo was, and he's the only person that you're really speaking to on the attraction. And there's no real, when you think about what the attraction is and where you are in the attraction, there's no real connection to Star Wars at all. If you think about it, it's like, other than the fact that you're sitting in Millennium Falcon, like, if you don't know who Hondo is, it's just like this random alien guy that's talking to you, and you're searching for coaxium, which is talked about in some of the more recent shows, but like nothing, nothing that's like that you're looking for that's very like relevant to like the older movies.
I
And
never heard of
I'm not saying that
coaxium.
this is either, but like, at least with Grogu and Mando, you'll be seeing characters in the ride that's like, the kids right away are going to be like, oh my gosh, like, I know what that is.
Mando,
Yeah.
Grogu. That dun 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 dun, 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 dun. Dude, people are gonna. I'm gonna lose my mind hearing that. Uh, what I was gonna say, Danny, I never heard coaxium until I rode this ride. I was like, "What the hell? We're looking for coaxium." Okay, whatever that. To this day, I don't even know what coaxium is. Like, is it fuel? I have no idea. I have no idea. We got Big Rags dropping a gifted membership. Thank you. Thank you, Big Rags. Happy Speculation Sunday on a Monday. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. There's more. There's more. They debuted this too, Danny, which I thought this was really impressive. Let me play it.
Work through the. Oh, actually, I think there he is right now.
No good. No good.
Remember, there he is. So these are the Enzellans, right? And J.J. Abrams first came up with.
As cool as that was, it's not Baba Freak. It's somebody else. I don't even know the name.
I thought it was Baba Freak.
Dude, no, they're saying it's not Baba Freak. It's I don't even
I know.
I can't even remember the name. This is not coming to Disneyland Resort. It's going to be these BDX droids are going to be traveling. I think this is cool technology. I I wish it came here. But how do you feel about the BDX droids? Because these things are really traveling. They've been at Disneyland Resort. They're going to conferences. They even put them on the cruise line for some reason. And then they're going to be going, I think it's Japan and Paris, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they're traveling around. Disney loves to showcase these things like at South by Southwest. But the reality, and the only thing I don't like about it is that they're kind of sharing it like it's going to be something like permanent for these parks. But the reality is, these been at Disneyland like twice, and it was for like 2 days, and then they went on a cruise ship once, and like they only ever go somewhere for like 1 day, and then they're gone. And it's like, it's not really something that most guests get to enjoy, especially in Galaxy's Edge, where like people thought droids are going to be roaming around,
Yeah.
And so they're a cool concept, certainly. And they are really cute when you see them in person. I know you and I both have seen them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they should be permanent additions. And who knows, maybe the constant upgrades and traveling is getting them to a point where they can just like constantly be out and like doing stuff.
Yeah.
But right now, I hope it becomes something that's like not just traveling. Hopefully it can
I thought it was weird to debut this specific droid with I'm just gonna call it Baba Freak, with this Baba Freak on top, and it's not coming for Season of the Force. It's not coming for Star Wars Night, you know? I thought that was odd. I was like, what? I had to read it again because I'm like, it's not coming to Disneyland. Damn, I guess. All right, let's move on. What is coming to Disneyland is a gyrokinetic pod. Let's check it out.
The fact is, we're taking our guests inside Tony's workshop, filled with cutting-edge technology, of course, and we're developing it in ways we never have before. For instance, you're going to sit in something we're calling a gyrokinetic pod.
Now, that's a term only a lawyer could love.
Yes, indeed. And in this pod, you'll roll along a track as the experience begins, eventually stopping in front of a massive robot arm. The arm reaches down, grabs the pod, lifts you off the track, where you'll make several high-speed maneuvers inspired by Iron Man and maybe some of the other Avengers.
Yes, that I will select based on merit and whomever picks up my FaceTime calls on the first ring.
I've learned that about you. Okay. So after your flight, the arm sets you back on the track, and you zip off again to go back into the park. Now, let me tell you, transferring from a track to a robot arm,
crazy,
and then back again with humans in a pod and a superhero. The fact is, we're taking our guests inside Tony's world.
Danny, how do you feel about the Kuka arm? We got all these new looks. I want to hear your thoughts, dude. Give us the breakdown here, Danny.
It looks really fun, honestly. And it looks maybe tame enough to where I would try it, once. Like, it doesn't look like it's like constantly like rotating you upside down and stuff. It looks like they're doing like a synchronized, like Disney made it a point to show like later on in that presentation that they moved them all in synchronization, and they had like a team of like people who were using like brooms or like dustpans or something as like a simulation, and like moving them, and they were like tracking the motion like so that they all went in unison, and that's kind of cool.
I will select based,
but this to me just I hope it's reliable, because it just seems like it's like oh, it doesn't line up correctly, and then like it probably has a bunch of safety stuff in play, and then it would just like auto e-stop the ride, and then everyone has to get off of it. And then it breaks down. So I don't know, like I'm hoping for the best when it comes to reliability, because it doesn't really look like it does that many people at a time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the line for this could be totally brutal, like the most brutal thing ever.
Let me go to the other video that they posted that it actually came from today. Do I have the full? Gosh, let me just.
Noah in the chat says they had a ride like this at Legoland, and they did, but the one at Legoland like flips you like crazy, and this one, at least from the videos they're showing, has very fluid, soft motions. I akin it more to like the motions that we make when riding Forbidden Journey, because those to me aren't the part that's nauseating on Forbidden Journey. Like the motion of the arms actually really fluid on Forbidden Journey. It's like simulating you flying on a broom.
Yeah.
The part that gets people nauseous in Forbidden Journey is when the arm pulls into the dome screens and it's starting to like motion simulator with the screen. That's what like you're when you're in the Quidditch pitch and you're like flying on a broom in the Quidditch pitch, like, but when you're on the robotic arms and you're passing like actual physical sets like the Dementors and the Whomping Willow and stuff, like those don't really get people. I feel like it's more so the screens that get people.
Let me play this real quick, Danny.
Seeing if they have what it takes to fly like an Avenger.
I don't know if that's very fluid, soft, Danny. Here are some great looks. Like this is the ride. This is what it will look like. How do you feel about Disney talking about like how they're essentially going to show you the tech? They're going to show you the tech. They're not going to hide it, because usually Disney kind of, hides everything. In this case, they're not hiding anything. It's all in the open. You get to look at what everything is, because it's part of the story. This is Stark Flight Lab. How do you feel about that aspect, about it just being out in the open?
That aspect I feel like is I kind of get it, because it is going to look really cool when all the robotic arms are moving like in a synchronized motion. It's going to look really cool, and you're going to be like, what the heck is that thing?
Yeah.
And especially in the theme of like Avengers Campus, where people are there to like train to be superheroes and stuff, like it makes sense in that thematic element, for it to be like, like what am I coming up on here, like a testing unit kind of thing. So like it makes sense in that aspect, I feel. And in the only instance it makes sense like that.
Yeah. Man, the Kuka arm. The way I look at it for this ride, I just I see what they're trying to do, the tech and the story they're building for it. I don't know. Me personally, like a rewritability aspect, I see zero, Danny.
Big Will
am I
in the
crazy?
chat, Mondo. Big Will in the chat said what I was echoing. What I was saying, says this has broken down written all over it. Because I feel like all it's gonna take. I feel like all it's gonna take is like the robotic arm is putting down the thing into the kinetic pod again, but it like doesn't line up perfectly, and then it's like auto e-stop. You know what I mean?
It stops
And
the
then when
whole ride. Literally.
and then when the ride auto e-stops, everything stops for the safety of guests.
Yeah.
And so then when that happens, there you can't just return it back on. You have to like, you have to stop everything, get everyone off, have maintenance come look at it. Then you have to like cycle the attraction a few times and make sure it's working, and then you can reopen it. And like, I just feel like that's a scenario that's like going to happen again. Hopefully, like, but the other thing that I think about too is that like, I think about like, car companies that have been using these for like years,
Reliable
to make cars,
Yeah.
and they just do it like thousands of times a day, like all day long, and they're like moving car parts and like into his place and all that stuff. So like maybe they are more reliable than we think, you know what I
with the
mean?
precision, like extreme precision on these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just, to me it looks so complex, but like maybe, I don't know.
You know what I see? I feel like little kids are gonna love the heck out of this ride. That's what I do see. Adults, I don't know, from like 30 and above, like I don't know, dude. I don't know how this is gonna play out. Oh, Daddy, this is so much fun. I don't know. Like I feel for me.
better not have a back injury.
The movement, I know it sounds weird, but like I feel like if it took you into a dome, so then it's like simulating what Iron Man flies through or how it would feel. I don't know. For me, I feel like that storytelling is like, oh, I get it. That you're kind of feeling what Iron Man feels. In this case, they're just gonna shake you in the air and then move on with your day. I don't know. That's just how I feel right now. Maybe it'll win me over. Let's stick to Avenger Campus. We got this video. You said it was already debuted, but it was the first time I saw it, so it felt new to me. But I want to showcase it to everybody.
Yeah, because I keep forgetting doubling that at D23.
Yeah, I wasn't at D23, and they didn't live stream it. So like, if whatever influencer that you follow didn't post it, you never saw it. So to me, it was brand new. So I was like, wow, this is cool. But it's from D23. Let me play it.
The size of the land with two new incredible attractions. First, in Avengers Infinity Defense, you'll assemble with the Avengers to battle King Thanos himself across multiple worlds. And our guests will also be joining Black Panther, Ant-Man, Hulk, and many of our other favorite Avengers to save the universe once again.
It is, I think, by far the largest collections of heroes we've ever put into one attraction. Yep. And as Bruce said, it all leads up to a huge battle with King Thanos. I think you guys are going to love it.
Yes.
I think you guys are going to love it. And then it kept going because we got more on this from Imagineering episode. Let me play it, Danny. Is it right here? Is it back here? Start flight lab. Where is this thing? Am I like tripping? Infinity Defense, where are you? Is it at the Oh, it's at the beginning.
Where is it?
There it is. I got it.
Most engineers are given a big folder full of technical requirements that helps them design their products. At Imagineering, we're given story scripts and concept artwork to start from. How do you approach meeting these really challenging requirements?
We do a lot of mock-ups, making sure that every step of the way we're trying to adhere with the core of the story as much as possible.
Does it always work out great the first time?
It never works out. The first or second time.
So how do you get to that
time.
final product?
It's iteration, working very closely with the creative team, the story writers, making sure that we're manifesting their vision physically. The creative teams really challenge us with delivering some crazy, out-of-the-box concepts. And I think that's what drives this place. A lot of it is just immersing yourself in the story, being able to understand in detail what the story is we're trying to deliver and how best to deliver it.
Bob?
What do you think about those new visuals on Infinity Defense, Danny?
The ride vehicles look really cool. My only thing, if I was to say anything negative on it, is it's 2025. We don't need 3D rides. We're done wearing 3D glasses. The cast members don't want to clean them. The cast members don't want to take care of them. I don't want to wear them. The 3D always, no matter what, over time breaks down and never is clear. That's definitely the case when it comes to Flight of Passage. I wish Flight of Passage would get rid of 3D. And I know we can do it because Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey used to be 3D until it made everyone sick, and then Universal listened to feedback and took it away. And now Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is like 10 million times better that it doesn't have 3D. I wish they would do this to Flight of Passage. I wish they would do this to Infinity Defense. It does not need to be 3D. That's my only complaint. I'll probably do this once and I'll never do it again because I hate 3D rides.
We didn't get much here, Danny. We got concept art of people on Infinity Defense not wearing 3D glasses, but then Imagineering drops this episode and it's just this 3D glasses, people wearing 3D glasses. At this point, it's still unknown if Infinity Defense will have 3D or not 3D. We do not know. But
I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't.
Tokyo debuted Peter Pan, and it's 3D.
Yes.
And this is very influenced by that. At least that's what has been speculated. I'm going to go on a limb and probably say it'll be 3D, Danny.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, it looks exactly the same as Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure, like exactly the same. And both Attractions 360 and our friends Peter and Kitra from Ordinary Adventures said that the 3D is very nauseating on Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure, and Kitra was like really sick after that ride.
Oh.
And so she was like, she was like, I can't do that again. She's like, that's how bad it was. And so I just know this is going to be worse because there's way more stuff going on. You know what I mean? So
Infinity Defense, the vibe we're getting now, very screen dominant. How do you feel about that?
I don't mind it, honestly.
Don't mind it?
I don't mind it as long as it's done good. You know what I mean? Like, I think of one of my favorite rides ever, period, is the Navi River Journey, which has a great use of screens as the majority of the background with props in front of it for like depth. And that's kind of what Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure is too.
Yeah.
Over in Tokyo. And that looks like what this is going to be too. So the screens that they're using are really, really good. And in some cases, my favorite thing to showcase to people in Navi River Journey and Avatars, there's this one scene where there's a waterfall and the waterfall is fake. and they do a bubbling effect at the bottom of the waterfall in the water, so it looks like the water's hitting the water and like bubbling the water like it would, but it's actually a fake waterfall that's digitally projected onto the screen, and they're just doing a bubbling effect in the water that makes it look like it's going there. And so like, but it's so convincing, most people just look at it and think that's a real waterfall. And so if it's done in the right way, it looks really good and very complimentary. And I feel like that's going to be, I mean, obviously we're looking at that here, right? They're testing, like projecting stuff on like different surfaces, like doors opening to simulate like going through a portal, like while it's being projected on it. It's going to be really immersive, I feel, in that aspect. I just hate that 3D is involved. That's all.
When I was telling Danny earlier, like before we went live, I was like, I don't know. I something is like roadblocking me, Danny, to getting super excited for Infinity Defense. I don't know, man. I don't, like, I can't put a finger on, like, I hope this happens in Infinity Defense, or this is the thing I'm looking forward to the most, because what we do know, there's going to be an array of Avengers that are just going to come together and I guess take down Thanos, King Thanos. I just don't know how to get excited for that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. We'll see how this plays out. I don't know. I don't know what the heck to look forward to in Infinity Defense. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what to look forward to. And same thing with the Coco arm. I don't know, dude. For me, I feel like the Imagineering video kind of made me take a step back with excitement on the Coco arm and Infinity Defense. Instead of like hyping me up more, I feel like for me personally, it took me a step back. I feel like it was the opposite. I feel like you got hyped off it, Danny. Like you're more hyped about it.
I think I'm hyped on the arm thing just because I think it's gonna look cool when you see it all like going. I'm not really hyped on the Infinity Defense ride, but I never was, right? As soon as I found out that it was going to be like a simulation ride, then I was like, oh, okay, I'm not really into it. You know, it wasn't going to be another trackless ride that's like, or like a boat ride. Like we got kind of excited for a second because some of the artwork we saw kind of maybe looked like it was going to be a boat ride, like way back when. But then we got, you know, an updated ride vehicle, and then that one showed, you know, it was pretty evident that it was just Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure with a different ride vehicle. And then when we saw on-ride concept art, then that was pretty evident that it was just Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure with different projections. And then now it's like, you know, when we see the concept of it on this video, it is the same thing.
I think it's just my journey of this ride started here. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what that was.
I know, dude. Well, hey, Disney put it out there, and it is not this. The ride we're getting is not that. Whatever the hell this was, it's not that. Oh, man. You know, what we are getting, though, in Avengers Campus is this. That's what we're getting. I want to say thank you. 44 months. Let's go. Yes. Jessica. Is it Jess Loves Coffee? But it's just Jessica. Okay. Jessica, 44 months with us, with this awesome channel with great friends. Subscribe, share the channel with your great friends and family. Thank you. Not just mine, Danny's too. Just ask Danny. But thank you, Jess. 44 months. Truly honored. We got Palm Tree. Manja, I feel like the reason you aren't as excited is because they've been teasing this attraction since 2022. I personally like the concept, but I wish this ride would have came out during Infinity Saga. Yeah, you know how I feel about it? Kind of how I feel about Montezuma's, Danny, where it's just like, how are you supposed to stay excited for so long? And it's like, but we got a dirt field, so I am excited. And they even said they broke ground in that video. Let me see. I'm trying to see. We got to talk about one more thing. It's Marvel related. We're gonna get Fantastic Four and a Herbie droid. We're gonna get Fantastic Four meet and greets and a Herbie droid, but most importantly, this is going to Tomorrowland. What are your thoughts, Danny? Because that was we're talking about Avengers Campus. Are these not Marvel? But they're going to Tomorrowland. How do you feel, dude?
I like it. I like the look of everything. It's going to be really cool to see that, as a meet and greet in Tomorrowland. And I think, it makes sense that it's there and not in Avengers Campus, especially since they said in the presentation that Fantastic Four was inspired heavily by the OG Tomorrowland. So,
do you think this is our push to have the movie studios pay for a revamp of Tomorrowland? Like, is this finally their channel to pump money into Tomorrowland through the power of Fantastic Four? Like, is this it?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm hoping for it either way. we need the redo of Tomorrowland.
Man, I think this is going to be a big hit.
But I think Palm Tree 150 in the chat agrees with you, Mondo, that they feel like a revamp's coming.
Yeah, I hope a revamp's coming. It's definitely needed. Tomorrowland, we've been hoping for a revamp for obviously a long time, but when they got rid of the French fry rocks, it really seemed like movement was going to happen. It really seemed like it. We got my Alyssa dropping a $5 super chat on the Venmo. My Alyssa says, "Hi guys, what did I miss? Watch me manifest wearing Duffy accessories for the 70th. I better see Duffy merch when celebration starts, or else I will riot." There has to be Duffy merch coming, right? There's no way they're going to put Duffy at the front of that cavalcade and not follow it up with merch. I think the interesting part is that the merch would be sold at Disneyland instead of DCA, because Duffy kind of was a DCA thing.
Yeah, what I'm hoping is that the keychain plush and like very Tokyo inspired stuff is sold exclusively in the Storyland boutique. And then like everything sold in Disneyland is like what you normally see. But you know what would go hard, Mondo, is a shoulder Duffy or like a shoulder Shelly May. Those would go hard.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Possibly Fantastic Four themed People Mover. Pretty fire to see that. Tell me about it.
That would have an infinite line.
And I feel, I don't know what it is, but I feel like Fantastic Four is going to have a good soundtrack that would blend into Tomorrowland. I don't know what it is, Danny. 60s, Marvel, Disney, the power of Disney. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to have a good soundtrack. All right. We're going to go completely off topic on this one, Danny. We have not talked about it yet. We are talking Speculation Sunday. Do not forget Speculation Sunday. Everything I'm going to talk about is speculation right now. Crazy talk. So, we've talked about all this Avenger Infinity Defense stuff. We really didn't get into Avatar, a little bit of Avatar, but the other ride that is supposed to be coming to Disneyland Resort is Coco. And at this point in time, the only one that's really been announced is Avengers going behind the expansion. We still do not know where Avatar is going to go officially. And Coco, we do not know where it's going to go officially. But what I wanted to ask is this billboard right here, has Coco ride location been in front of our faces this whole time? Do you think it would make sense, Danny, if Coco did truly go behind the Incredicoaster, which has been speculated a lot? And then the other big speculation was that it was going to be very similar to Tangled. You know, we've talked about it many times. But how do you feel if it did go behind Incredicoaster?
So this right here is like to the left of Incredicoaster. Are we speculating that it's going to be like in that blank wall going forward there, or are we speculating that it's going Promenade?
Pixar Promenade, yeah, Pixar Promenade. Pixar Promenade. I guess. We know. I have a photo. I could find it, but it'll be kind of hard. There's a big maintenance, or not maintenance, a storage facility that's behind Incredicoaster area. But gosh, I guess I should just bring it up. It'd make more sense if I bring it up. Disneyland satellite view. Let me see. Google Earth. I'm loading. How do I back out? There we go. All right, Danny. This ain't the first time we've talked about this, but I just want to ask again, because we're talking all these expansion stuff. Right here. This building right here. Obviously, that can't stay there, but Coco expanding into that. I guess I could put the little things right here. Let me see. There you go. Right there. Can that be possible? Is there enough room? Does it make sense to throw Coco back there and add it to Toy Story Mania, Incredicoaster, Pixar Pal Around? Like, does that make sense to have Coco go there?
I mean, it makes sense in the sense that it's in Pixar Pier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It certainly does. That's the stuff that you highlighted though. Those are like really key backstage areas.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, like where I just don't know where they're gonna go if they keep getting rid of all this backstage stuff. Like where does it go? Not only that, but there's a backstage road that's key, right? You have to have these roads because you have to get things like, you know, food and cast members themselves and you know, just transportation logistically to things in different areas of the resort. And so, you know, if you've ever been on Disneyland Drive, there's that entrance just before the Grand Californian Hotel that goes to where this road is.
Yeah.
And so that road connects all the way to backstage Disneyland. So like that road's needed. It's like it's a main thoroughfare. So they would either have to dig down and build that road into a tunnel underneath everything they're doing there, or they would have to, it would be smaller than we think, and it's just taking up the footprint of like that building that's directly like hugging the roller coaster, which stores the parade. And then it wouldn't go beyond that, and then it would be kind of like a short ride. But I don't know, you know, it's like all, I mean, if they're using all that space, it could be really big. But if they're not using all that space, but they have to do something about the road, because that road, you can't not have that.
It's road. Too important. The road's too important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do have
someone, Michelle Gilsdorf in the chat, that 100%, that road is used for emergency vehicles, even more so. So even when they're building it, like they would have to have some sort of like reroute.
You know, I don't know the logistics of how things would move and where about the roads and all that. But how do you find area to stick a Coco water ride? You know what I mean? Where in DCA are you going to stick a Coco water ride, Danny? You
I
know,
don't know.
you know what I mean? Like where else would it go, dude? You know, we've talked and speculated it could go over here, and we would lose Philhar Magic, which is this building we're hovering over, and Gone Hollywood and all that. There's so many speculations. You know, Hyperion, this backlot area, Toy Story bus area. It's going to be very interesting. What I was going to say too, Danny, it really does seem, this is obviously speculation Monday. It does seem, and I keep hearing that Destination D23 is going to be very, this is going here, this is going there, this is the year we're looking for. It's going to really flush out all these ideas that Disney has thrown out. And I guess you could say we'll just get like a better vision at what the hell's happening from a time frame and location perspective. We got Azapache. Where do you think Coco Ride's gonna go? I'm curious to hear from Azapache. I'm curious to hear. Danny, I want to ask this question because I felt like for a little while people were like trying to say that Avatar could go where Grizzly Peak. I think even Azapache was trying to say Avatar was going to take over Grizzly Peak area or Grizzly River Run, Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. Is there any way that Disney, they abandoned Grizzly River Run, but they still keep it themed and essentially retheme it to, this is a crazy one, Danny, Country Bear Jamboree? Could Grizzly River Run, is the Country Bears strong enough to retheme a Grizzly River Run? Like, would that be fun for you? Like, do you think that's a good idea? Like for you personally?
Yeah, I'd love the Country Bear. Yeah, I would love that. I would love that as a theme. The ride has no theme right now, at least like IP related. Right?
Yeah. Because Disney's all about IP, sticking IPs on things now.
Yeah.
Like, say they did do Country Bear Jamboree at Grizzly River Run. Mm-hmm. Like, what would you want out of it? Like, the main thing that I think of right away, animatronics and music. Like, that's what I want.
Music would be great. Some fun animatronics that are squirting water at you and stuff like that, like little critters and stuff, things like that, spraying water on you. That could be fun. But I think just like thematic elements added. Like, they don't really have to do a lot, honestly, because the ride itself is really fun already.
Yeah.
So,
what music do you think could come through from a Country Bear Jamboree rethemed to Grizzly River Rapid? Like, is there anything that comes to your mind?
I mean, we have that whole new that whole new soundtrack they created for the one in Walt Disney World.
Yeah, because you know they stuck the Big Al statue in front of Grizzly River Run. I keep thinking if it's going to be like foreshadowing, like Grizzly River Run just becomes Country Bear River Run. I don't freaking know. I don't know what I would call it.
It's got to have the word adventure in it, you know.
Country.
They use adventure.
Country Bear River Adventure. I think a Country Bear River Run idea, like a retheme, would be incredible. It would make that ride feel new. It would give that ride personality. It would give it, as shocking as it sounds, it would give it rewritability. I want to go hear the music. I want to see the animatronic. I want to feel this uplifting of the music and whatever. Because right now, I'm not trying to hate on Grizzly River Run. It does its job, which is get you wet. But Grizzly River Run doesn't really have, it's a sightseeing thing, I guess, and you get wet. But to add a theme to it and music and just a fun factor, I think it would go a long way. It'd go a very long way. Ah, man, crazy. We're in the crazy talk. Disney loves using that word adventure. Is there anything we've missed? I think we've like hit all the main things. Um, yeah, I feel like we have. Uh, real quick, Danny. Last day, or actually the last ride already happened. Fast and Furious Supercharge. How are you feeling now that it's official? This is it. Goodbye.
Were people screaming?
Dude, people were reciting every word, yelling on the last tram. The last tram was super hype on that one. How are you feeling about like the studio tour losing its Big Bang finale? I guess you could say. How do you feel, man?
I never really had a connection to Fast and the Furious Supercharged. I was there on its opening day. Like I did the annual pass holder previews for it. And it was cool. It was cool technology, and especially when you consider they had to pull the whole tram into that to do it, right? They just kind of like used the same technology as the Kong 3D and made like a newer version of it. And I even liked the technology that they used at the time for like the holograms with like the actors standing on the back of the truck. Like that was cool too. And the dancers, outside the club kind of thing. So those were fun, but I mean, it's definitely, it wasn't like the best thing I ever experienced. So if they're bringing us something new, I'm for it.
Yeah. The reason I wanted to bring this up before we get out of here too, Danny, is that there's like a rumor that Universal just wants to go completely away from 3D on the studio tour. And I feel like that would make you happy. Like you're a happy camper if that was the case. So
yeah, they don't want to clean glasses. They should learn Disney should learn.
Well,
Disney should learn.
What I was gonna say, I'm curious. I know this is crazy talk. I'm curious if King Kong will be 3D tomorrow, because it's the only reason you would need You would need glasses. Is there's no more supercharged. You're only going to use the glasses for King Kong. So what I'm trying to say is like, does Universal just go like, let's just stop doing the glasses thing and we're done. There's no more glasses. King Kong will just be ratatouille. I don't even know I don't know a better term than that. But do you think if King Kong went non 3D, would it take away from it? My first reaction, it wouldn't. It would still be the experience and the rumbling and the sound. It would still hit hard. That's how I feel.
Yeah, because my thought is, it's like a lot of people wear glasses. And if you wear glasses and then you have to put 3D glasses either on top of your glasses, or you take them off and you have worse vision and then put the 3D glasses on just to be comfortable. That person is already out of the theme. They're done. And like with Soarin', it's never been a problem on Soarin'. Like we still feel like it still feels very immersive on Soarin'.
And nobody ever says Soarin' needs to be 3D.
Around, you know?
What did you say, Danny?
I said, and the screens on Kong, they're all around, just like Soarin'. They wrap around.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm really trying to recall somebody like, what would make Soarin' way better if it's 3D? I never heard anybody say that. Soarin' is just great. It's great. It's great. One of the greatest screen rides we've ever had, actually. DA Super Chat. Up in 20. Hi, Mondo, Danny. Sorry for the question. Never feel sorry. What? I really want the Mythosaurus mug dropping end of March. Booked a resi on the 30th for August. Do you think Disney will sell elsewhere besides Oga's? Danny, love your videos. That's a great question. You go first, Danny. You go first.
I really want the Mythosaur mug too. So she said, do you think Disney will sell elsewhere besides at Oga's?
Yeah.
Potentially, they might do one of those things where they they let you like mobile order it somewhere, especially if it's like super popular and like people are just like trying to get it. But right now we don't know, right? Like, and for the most part, like Disney's like when the last few mugs that they've had at Oga's, it's only been at Oga's. But I feel like this might be the first one that's like really getting people to like really want it. So I don't know. Like I think during Season of the Force last year, they released the mugs that were from the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser in their bar. And I actually got one of those mugs. And those ones were only available in Oga's, and they didn't sell them anywhere else. So I don't know. I want to say if it's like popular enough to where it's becomes an issue, they'll put it in like a mobile order situation. But chances are it's probably just going to be Oga's. But to your point with the book to resi kind of thing, there hasn't been a time I've been to Disneyland where like you can't just book a walk up for Oga's, like where you go up there and join the wait list. You know what I mean? You don't have to be standing there and waiting in line the whole time. You come back and after you get a text message. So it's kind of like the way Din Tai Fung is and everything. So there's always that option too if you can't book a reservation.
This mug I think will be Oga's only. I think it'll be Oga's only, Danny. When does Season of the Force start?
March 28th.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say you're two days behind the 8 ball of like people trying to grab it. I hope it survives to you, DA. I think every Star Wars fan's gonna want this thing, dude. This is hot. Honestly, all the freaking stuff that came for Star Wars, they really hit a home run with the merch. Like, are you kidding me? Most importantly, this thing. They just hit home runs. This Star Wars, they're on fire. They're on freaking fire. I say it's only Oga's Cantina. I don't know where else they would sell it, but like Danny says, if it gets ridiculous, they'll mobile order it. You know what they'll do, Danny? If they did, it would be like a mobile order at Docking Bay. That's what I think. Like, yeah,
someone else in the chat said too they sold the Rancor Teeth beer flight mugs over in Doc Ondar's too.
Where you only buy no drink?
Yeah, you just buy the mug. Yeah.
So maybe that could be a thing. I could see that. They do sell Mandalorian stuff at Doc Ondar's already, just in general. But I hope you get it, DA. That's it's just a keepsake forever. Like you want to take care of that thing. The Mythosaurus mug. All right, Danny. Let's just final thoughts, dude. Final thoughts on everything.
The 70th, coming up in just a couple months here. I'm really looking forward to see how the park continues to transform. So we'll continue to showcase that as things continue to happen as far as like renovations and stuff like that. But more recently, like we just talked about Star Wars Season of the Force coming up in 18 days. If you can believe that. But I'm excited. I'm excited for that. And we also have, we didn't talk about Knott's at all, but we also have the Boysenberry Festival coming up too. So that's all happening. There's a lot going on. I think it's Star Wars Season of the Force. The same day kicks off the Boysenberry Festival. So,
oh my gosh. Wow. Double whammy. Maybe we Boysenberry it up, Danny, and then like have Knott's, have Disneyland. Cause
I was gonna do Boysenberry Festival on Saturday.
Yeah.
And Disneyland on Friday.
Boysenberry does need a full day. Like when I really think about it,
I want to do Boysenberry Festival like at Park Open because like for me, I like doing it during the day. It looks the best during the day.
Yeah, all the purple. Boysenberry Festival is going to be a very big deal. I can't wait to cover it. I can't wait to try it. Most importantly, I want to try the new foods. And there's probably, I hope Boysenberry Festival gets an incredible Spirit jersey. Knott's has been on fire with the Spirit jerseys, so we'll see. I got a super chat before we get out of here on the Venmo from Jessica dropping 10.
We also got a member message from her too.
Oh, damn. Jessica, let's go. Happy Speculation Sunday on a Monday, amigo. Thank you, Jessica. Hope you're recovering. And most importantly, just stay strong. Stay strong. We also got Jen dropping a member chat 16 months. It's a great question. Is Paint the Night running through the week or weekends only? I think it's every day. But what do you think, Danny?
I think in the summer it'll be every day. Yeah. And then it will probably go to a point where it's only on the weekends. But yeah, it's different than the fireworks show. They tend to do that more on like the parade's a little bit easier for them to do. So I feel like we're going to see more of that every day versus like, Wondrous Journey with fireworks.
So you think Paint the Night every day, but fireworks will be a weekend every now and then, like, as a...
Yeah, in the summer, fireworks will be daily. But then as we get closer to like August and September, then I think it goes to like Friday, Saturday kind of thing.
For me, I can't believe we're going to be able to watch Paint the Night into a Wondrous Journey, into that projection show, hopefully at Small World, into a Phantasmic. Like
this is going to be Mondo's, what do you call it? His live stream summer.
Finally. Danny, I can't be watching Mickey's Mixed Magic anymore, or Wondrous One, or World of Color One. They did their job. For some reason, they're just coming back. I don't know why. All right, Danny. Closing thoughts. Any content or anything? Let people know, man. Let's fire down.
Yeah, I've got 2 new videos already up. One on food and wine, and one on 90s night. People love the 90s night one. They love seeing kind of what we were doing. And then I have the podcast is coming out tomorrow. New podcast talking about 70th, talking about just a bunch of other things that happened at South by Southwest, stuff like that. So the YouTube channel is called 5571. That's where the podcast goes as well. So once it comes out tomorrow, you will see it there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, on Threads, and on X, it's Just Ask Danny on all those platforms. So you can search for it that way.
Yeah, Threads is like becoming a thing. It really is.
Yeah, Threads is like taking over. It was like the #1 app in the App Store for like a really long time. More recently.
Dude, crazy. Because like Threads kind of was like an afterthought because there's Twitter and X or whatever, but like I don't know. I feel like the usage is going very high on Threads. It really is.
Yeah, I feel like a lot more people are using Instagram now. And
too. TikTok kind of took a step back.
Yeah, and Instagram does a really good job of like teasing a thread in the middle of your feed. Mm-hmm. Like, and you see it and you're like, oh, this looks interesting. And then when you click it, it takes you over to Threads, and then you like stay in Threads. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you don't go back to Instagram. It's almost like Instagram wants you to be over at Threads more than they do.
Yeah. Damn. All right, that is going to be all for today's adventure. We got lots of incredible things coming to Disneyland. I'm so excited for the summer and all the way to Halloween and Christmas. It's going to be awesome. Very, very excited. But thank you guys for watching Five Fires YouTube Speculation Sunday on a Monday. Most importantly, thank you to Danny. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay and Just Ask Danny are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo. Ah!